So this latest episode of Legion was actually quite interesting, in the fact that it didn't feel like a filler episode, and there was a lot of stuff happening. It is the episode before the season finale, so yay for them getting another season. However, a lot of stuff's going on. Melanie's not quite with it. I think she got a little possessed by Farouk. And I only say that because she went to his body, kissed him, and then passed out. So any juice or any Faroukness, I guess, that she had in her is out and now in him. So Farouk is up and walking and about now. So that's exciting. Also, the fact she's talking to Sid when Sid goes in the hole, of course, like, do people not realize that, like, okay, you see a giant hole in the ground and you're like, this is very suspicious, and then a bunny gets thrown up with a hook and you're holding the hook but removing it from the bunny and letting the bunny run away, but you're still holding the hook? Like, in my mind, I'm like, why don't you unhook it, throw the hook, like, not near you, so, like, over there, and then, you know, let the bunny go. Because if you're holding the hook, or if you throw it in front of you, it can, like, scoop on your legs or whatever. But it's like, good job, dude. Good job. So she got sucked in the hole. And her talking to Melanie is very, like, the fact that Melanie is showing Sid different pieces of David. And Sid and David's, like, astroplane fun times, basically, definitely shows that something's not right. That, you know, she's either the Shadow King or she has the Shadow King bug in her still being Sid, and or that Melanie is part of the Shadow King and can see all of that. So that's great. And also trying to talk to Sid and tell Sid to pretty much, like David's the enemy now. It's like, no, you're never like this. But, of course, Melanie's been smoking a lot during this season. So her mindset's not there anyway, not as it was in season 1. Obviously, that's character choice. So, yeah, so we got to see Carrie and Carrie. That's exciting that we got to see more of them. It kind of sucks that Guy Carrie gets essentially pulled into the pit, and Girl Carrie is kind of like, well, that's just great. I did have to laugh a little when Lenny comes over and says, hey, yeah, I'm just going to hang out. I'm not going with you. You should go get him, though. So she does, which is kind of cool. Then you see her kind of go down the pit, but, like, jump on the walls. Like, what is she, like a ninja all of a sudden? What the heck is that? I don't know how I feel about the video. Kind of like, okay, we're going to backtrack a few episodes and show you kind of like where we left off. Not so much time has passed picking it up where we left off. I don't know how I feel about that. How it's essentially like, oh, okay, Lenny's car gets poofed here, and then Lenny comes out, and then Lenny goes to get the thing out of the trunk, and then she starts walking towards the pit. Not so much of it kind of picking up of her just walking towards the pit. And then, of course, jumping back to Sid talking to Clark about, you know, I'm going to go find David. That kind of backtrack to kind of, I think that's okay because it refers to, like, a conversation and you're pulling bits and pieces of it. But I don't know how I feel about that, I guess. So they're now in this pit, and I kind of saw that coming, that everyone's going to end up in this pit, and so they are. Guy Carrie is with David, who was going all psycho-murderous, you know, crazy person on Oliver, but is Oliver really Oliver? Melanie doesn't think so. Melanie's not quite with it. Melanie also thinks that is not her Oliver. But the fact that she kisses Farouk's body and Farouk comes to life and then she passes out, I'm guessing she was just Farouk in disguise. Or like something. So there's that, I guess. I do have to laugh about the Vermilion. They put up this beacon. It looks like the metal detectors or something. It's funny looking. So they have it in the ground, and then Farouk actually comes out, and he makes everybody kind of collapse, and the Vermilion's just kind of standing there, and then they're like, chances of survival 0%. Retreat. And they just casually walk away, no running, no nothing, and Farouk is just like, all right, works for me. So whatever. So that was kind of funny. When it does end, however, he throws this little the thing. He throws it, chucks it. I don't know. It disappears basically, and all of a sudden it's bright outside. The sun is setting or rising or something, and him and David are now essentially in the same space. Face to face, astral plane, I don't know, but they're face to face now, and neither one of them seem very happy. So I wonder how. I do have to point out that when Melanie's talking to Sid, she references Legion, and I think that's funny. I know nothing of the comic books. I know nothing of the character outside of this series. So I think it's kind of funny to kind of, put that in there and be like, oh yeah, Legion, the most super powerful mutant of them all. Like, what? That was, I don't know, that was kind of cool, I guess. But so, what's going to happen? We have the season finale, and the season finale trailer didn't necessarily give a whole lot away, at least in terms of, you see the trailers and they don't really give a whole lot away, or you're like, oh, okay, that's cool, and then you don't really know, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. So I got nothing, essentially, for the future. But I think there is a part of, that Farouk is messing with David's mind, trying to turn him evil. Evil. Sorry. But maybe not. Maybe he is a bad guy. Like I said, I know this much about the comics, about the character, and obviously none of this really focuses on any of the comics anyway, at least for all these Marvel things, as far as I know. So even if Legion himself is a bad guy, how is that gonna work? How is that gonna portray, do the thing? Sid is of course trying to save him. Enough with this love story, but I guess we gotta have some kind of something that's just not all action-packed, pow, 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 pow in there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm, as usual, looking forward to the next episode. I'm not really sure what to expect. The fact that, we think... I actually don't know what we think. We're kind of all over the place. We're, I guess... I don't know. At a loss of words, as you can tell. But this episode was much more interesting than the rest. It took a while to get here. I feel like you could have not had as many episodes and a lot more longer episodes to make up for it. But obviously they can't do that due to time constraints and this, that, and the other thing. So, that's all I got. Thoughts, feelings, all that. Yeah, lots of hand motions. I guess we'll just have to see what happens.